Hello, my name is Sam, and welcome to another video talking about Tapforms 5 for iOS and Mac. This is episode 3 of our meal prep document where I walk through what I'm building in a brand new meal prepping document. And we started off with creating our meals and recipes form in the first episode. The second episode, we entered a recipe, and if you hung around for the entire video, thank you for watching that. But we created a brand new recipe. We updated our form. We used the markdown field to style the recipe, and we also then created updated our table here. You'll notice that there's a new line number field that we added in that last episode, as well as a preparation. We renamed quantity. We put the order in a different way. We've been having fun with this. One of the great things about Tapforms 5 is, of course, it is a very flexible tool. It allows you to change a lot of these things really easy in the user interface, and so it's just great. Now, what we're going to do in this episode is do the shopping list part. And what I want to do is figure out how I can create a script that adds to my shopping list the ingredients. And I'm going to actually make this a little more complicated than perhaps it needs to be, because what we're going to do is two forms. So what we're going to have is shopping trips. And in that, we're going to put our planned trips. And then in the other one, we're going to have shopping list items. And what we're going to do is have our list of items, and we'll create those. And we'll then link that back to our shopping trips. So our shopping list item has a name. We have a new checkbox. Check. Acquired. Purchased. Acquired. I like acquired. It's a nice name. And then I think that's it. Right? Your shopping list isn't really that complicated. Actually, we'll change the title to be item. And this says new. And that. And let's just delete this record. It's getting in the way. Do I want no to be the first thing, or do I want to have, you know what, we'll put that second, so that in the single column list view, let's put that back. When we put the item here, and we'll just say I need condensed milk, because I actually need condensed milk. It is in fact the thing that I need to buy at my next shopping trip. So we'll put that on the list. We're going to put date acquired. And we're going to do a shopping trip. And we're going to start with the date. Trip date. Now, we're going to do something that we did in something similar to what we did in previous videos, which was use a link to form field, and we're going to link that to our shopping list items, and then we're going to add that in there. Now, one of the common questions is how do I get rid of items or hide items that aren't really important anymore, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to do a sort by acquire, and I'm going to add an extra entry here, and it's going to be called Supka chicken soup broth. Get in the right language, and we're going to say 4x chicken soup broth canned, and we're going to hit acquired yes on that, and we're going to do one more thing for you know what, let's make the item name that, and we'll just do an extra field for quantity. Just do QTY for this, and we are going to make this one a number. intentionally, because we want this to be sort of a unit thing that we have. And we have that's empty. Breasts. One of those, why not? Refresh you, thank you. One of those, condensed milk acquired. Okay, so we want to see how we've got acquired here. We actually want this one to be item, and we want this to be acquired. And that's what I'm going to do, is naturally put these acquired items at the bottom of our list as soon as we tick that acquired button. What we actually probably want to do as well is put in a date acquired as the second field sort, so the items that we recently acquired are pushed to the top of the list, and then third sort field will sort it alphabetically by item. Now, each time we change tick acquired, we might want to set date acquired, and what we'll do is we'll create a script field for this, and the script is going to be update date acquired. Now what we're going to do with this script field is each time, and we'll get our field list on the left here, let's make that a little bigger, each time, and we'll make that a little bit for YouTube. Each time the date acquired field is ticked, what we want to do is get its value, and we also want to check if that's empty. And what we're going to do is, if this is true, and JavaScript is going to turn that into the right thing for us via Tapforms, and the date acquired is not true. And if you've seen my previous videos, you may have heard this explanation. JavaScript works on this truthy falsy concept, where it will try to do type conversions for you. If date acquired has been set in Tapforms, this will not evaluate to a truthy value, right? Because it has a value, falsy value, I should say. It'll evaluate to a truthy value. It has a value set in it, so it is true. Now, if acquired isn't set or is empty, that evaluates to a falsy value, right? Because it's not true. So what this check basically says is, if acquired, if this checkbox is ticked, and if the field date acquired is not set, what we want to do is set, and we'll do this again, and we'll change it from get field value to set field value, and we'll just make that new date. And new date basically means create a new date object for right here, right now, and then document, save all changes, and we're done. When you update a field with set field value in Tapforms, you need to call document to save all changes. There's also a form.save all changes. Both of them go to the same place more or less. But save all changes basically make sure that change is updated. And we're going to hit save. When we hit save, Tapforms is going to scan this, and it's going to find this link for this field, which is our acquired field, as we noted before. And this field for the date field, and it's going to link them up so that every time they change, this script runs. And so let's untick that, and now if I tick it, we can see date acquired is the 25th of February. We can actually change that back to Saturday. Saturday's generally my shopping day. So we acquired that back then. We can see that there's this extra field here called update date acquired. And what we're going to do with that is hide it, because we don't need to see it, because its purpose is basically to update this field for us to set the current date. Now, if we, let's tick on this, do that, you can see that our ordering still is a little weird. Let's hit refresh. What's going on? we've got it set to ascending, right? So what we actually want is date acquired descending, right? So now we've got the later date at the bottom, or the earliest date, I should say. So the 20th of February, and then we've got the 25th. So we had that wrong. We've now got that fixed. Everything else I think is probably correct at this point, because false comes before true. Strange but true, but because this is essentially 0 and 1, so 0 comes before 1. Condensed milk, I know, 1. I think I just need a can of condensed milk, and that will be enough for the shopping. Now, the other thing we can do now is we'll create a new search, and we'll go over here on the right, and we'll use not acquired, and we'll hit save, and we can see that we haven't acquired any condensed milk. Now we can go over here, and what we're gonna actually do is deselect. So we're gonna unlink it. We're not gonna delete it, but we're gonna unlink that, and so we can see that this is stored in order, but we also note that the acquired flag isn't there. So let's set single column list view fields to be 3, so that we have that extra field, but we can see already here that that's in the way. So maybe we make that second. The other change we're going to make is to show the title in the list view for acquired, so that we can see acquired no, acquired yes, acquired yes. It's above our quantity. So now when we go back to looking here, we can see the thing that we want and if it's acquired. So we have that extra visual check. But what we're also going to want to do is we're going to create a script field now. And what we're going to do is add items to the shopping list. And what we're going to do in this script, and we'll double click on it to go over to it, is we're going to get all of the shopping list items. We're actually going to get the acquired ones. Let's rename this search to pending items. And then when we go back to form, what we're going to do is form.get search named pending items. Now what that does is it gets the search, and what we actually also want to do is get results on that particular search, and create a variable called items. And now what we're going to do here is for item of items, we're going to loop over each of the items, and we're going to add record to field, and our field is going to be this shopping list items field. So we're going to get the ID there. Let's put that at the top. And we're going to add that to the shopping list items. And once we've done that, document.save all changes, because we did make some change. And now if we run that, let's just see, what did we miss? Undefined is not an object. Pending items. Oh, we need to get the shopping list items. So document.get form named shopping list items, because we want to get the search that's in this form on the left here. Okay, that's one error for the day. Can we fit that in? No, we can. Look at that, too easy. Let's run that. Get results, and this is the part where we go look at the manual. There we are. And what we're going to do is get form name, get search named, And you can go look at the manual, record, script, search. Get records, not get results. Silly. Okay, let's hit run on that. It did nothing. That's weird. Oh, hey, it added this entry here. Let's unlink that again, and we'll run it to make sure that this is not a fluke. It is. So now we have that. Let's disable some of these extra ones because we only want item and acquired. We don't really. Let's put quantity in. Why not? We don't care about when it was acquired and whatnot, but we do care about quantity. Let's make acquired the first tick box on the list. Forgot to hit save. There we go. Resize it, make it a little bit smaller. And there we have our thing, and trip date. Put it into the future. If we did this on the fly, we would set the date to the current date, so that when we create our brand new shopping trip, we automatically get the list of items that we need that are pending. We import that, and then as we update our shopping list, this grows. Now this list is always going to be there, but pending items is always going to be short, right? And by default, when we create a new item, it's going to go into that search for us. So hopefully that's useful. I actually have to figure out what I'm going to buy on the weekend and actually start to create a shopping list. As mentioned in the previous video, we did this kind of ad hoc before, so we're trying to get that to be a little more structured. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. We went through creating our brand new shopping list with our shopping list items and our trips. We created the link to form field that you see here, and we did some scripting so that we can automatically import using a saved search. If this video was useful for you, please leave a like. If you have questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, or snark, please leave a comment. If it was unhelpful to you, well, hit the dislike button. And if these videos are interesting in general, please hit the subscribe button. I do a bunch of these in an ad hoc basis, so when you hit subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified of the videos as I publish them. Thank you for watching, and happy Tapformsing.